that age glasses. I'm 65 years old, so I'm one of the senior members here. And like you said, I'm a studio trumpet player here in Nashville. I retired about 7 years ago so I could be my wife's caregiver. I'm a veteran, Marine Corps, medevac, pilot, Vietnam. That's where I was first. Introduced to marijuana, naturally. I mean, it was good stuff, too. But being a pilot, I had to keep my head clear. I was on call any time. The guys, my crew, they were back there playing Chief Wahoo while I was flying. So. But it just seemed like I had the wrong body chemistry for it. It just didn't match me. I don't like alcohol either, so I guess I'm a rare breed. But anyway, my wife, I'm here representing my wife, Janice. She turned 60 December. I've been rubbing it in good. She's the love of my life. We've been married for 26 years. When I met Jan, she was an aggressive businesswoman. Redheaded, too. That red hair's no joke. She was on her own business, American Sightseeing, Custom Tours. And I went to work for her. And if there was sexual harassment, I had a good case against her. Oh, she was cute. Being one of the managers, whenever a new hotel would open up, being in the tour business, she was always there to check out the properties. And I had to go with her, as a manager, so she cornered me a couple of times. Anyway, and I thought I gave it. In fact, she was president of the national president of the American Bus Association, a graduate of Belmont University, teaching degree. So she's quite a woman. Now, on the history, she was finally diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1993. At that time, we thought it was maybe a circulation in her legs, because her legs would start tingling and her gait started to change, her walking. But we were in love, so we always held hands when we went somewhere, and either she was on my arm, so I steadied her. But then it went to where she needed a cane, and from a cane to a walker, and from a walker finally to the wheelchair. Now, Jan's been confined 7 years with no movement from the chest down now. I'm trying to let this get to me. Very little use of her hands now. She can't even dial a telephone or operate a TV remote. And it's starting to affect her eyes as well. And that TV is her whole world. And she'll tell you everything's jumping up and down, I can't focus. And you look at her eyes are moving left and right. So, I don't know what her optometrist says. There's nothing wrong with her eyes, but so there's nothing they can really, it's MS. Most of the times, I don't know if she's asleep or if she's just laying there because she'll give up and close her eyes and just listen to the TV. And this was one very active woman when I met her. She has to be repositioned about every 30 minutes to keep bed sores down. A bed sore can crop up within 2 hours. And it's a sore that starts from the inside out. It's pressure between the bone and the tissue cuts off the circulation. And once you get a bed sore, it's tough. It's really hard to get rid of. So far, 7 years, we've only had one incident of that, so I must be doing something right. In 2005, she had a major exacerbation and put her in the hospital, and her neurologist, Dr. Mary Ellen Clinton, came up to me and she says, buddy, I'm sorry, but I'm declaring her in stage 5 years based on her progression. So I think we beat that so far. Anyway, now let's get into some of the benefits of what I'm looking for. I don't know if many of you are familiar with MS, but it's a neurological, it's an autoimmune disease where your own immune system is attacking your body. I think they're going to find out that eventually it's a virus. And it goes out and it attacks the myelin. It's M-Y-L-I-N. And this myelin goes out throughout your body and it wraps around your nerve. Your nerves could be no more than a piece of spray. But most of it is in her brain and her brainstem. There are scar tissue, just white spots in her brain. One of them's about the size of a golf ball. A couple of them just maybe a couple of grapes or this or that. But in women, it attacks your motor cortex part of your brain. And it always takes out your legs first. So it immobilizes you. Now in men, I'm sorry guys, but it attacks part of your brain that controls your internal organs, and it'll kill you real quick. Other than being immobilized, the pain is just unreal. It's a nerve pain. It's kind of like when you're sitting too long, your leg goes to sleep, or your foot goes to sleep. And when it first starts to wake up, you don't dare move because you know what's going to be like. Well, intensify that. Jan's told me several times, it wouldn't hurt any worse if I put her legs in the fireplace. It's that bad. Of course, and even Montel, we all know who Montel Williams is. He's, in an interview, he said that he found himself sitting in the closet, literally drooling on himself in the Oxycontin he was trying to kill the pain with a pistol in his hand. Now, this is a Navy SEAL, tough guy, but he made it through. Right, we tried this and that, and we have an excellent neurologist. She'd give you anything I want. We started out with Valium, didn't do a thing. Went from that to Neurontin, that just swelled her up, didn't hurt. It was supposed to be a nerve medication, but it didn't help. Finally moved over onto hydrocodone. Well, it helped her sleep. If she's asleep, she's not hurting, but other than that, no real benefit. Finally up to Oxycontin. She couldn't even communicate. And our next move was morphine. Now the Oxycontin put her in the hospital. Come to find out Jan's narcotic sensitive. She can't do it. So what have I got left? So, well, her son going to Vanderbilt. And he said, Dad, let me go bring her some marijuana home. And I went, no way. Oh, come on. He also got on the computer. I know a lot about MS. And so does he. And he says they're having a lot of results. He said, to help Mom with her pain. And I'm thinking, no, I don't want it in my house. Of course, we're all in the Bible Belt. I mean, gee. So one particular afternoon, he stopped by to check on his mom. And I said, hey man, how about sitting with your mom for a while? I've got a recording I need to get done. If you don't mind dropping off the studio on the way back through town. Sure, Dad, go ahead. It wasn't too long. Evidently, he went out to his car, got his pipe, got his smoke, stuck it in Mom's face. So I'm sitting in there and trying to get this recording down. What the heck? I knew that smell. So naturally, Dad come roaring out of the studio, just ready to get somebody's head off. And I look at Jan. She's smiling. Actually smiling. And she's hungry. She wants to eat. Because I have a hard time getting her to eat. If you're confined to bed, constipation is a big problem. She's laxative dependent. So she don't want to put it in, but she got to get it out. So getting her to eat is hard. So anyway, hey man, I think you got some. You got any more? The problem is, it smells the house up. Well, in my career, and I'm sorry guys, I'm UCLA, so California, San Diego kid. But there you go. I still have a lot of buddies out in the studios out in LA, and they all know Jan, and they all have medical marijuana licenses. Now, out of the 5, I think 3 of them have legit reasons. The other 2, I'm not quite sure. But they have it, and they all know Jan. And they'll call up, none of these are first call studio trumpet players in LA. All my friends are trumpet players, even the women. And they'll call up and say, put the phone over to Jan, and they'll pick up the horn, play or a ballad or something. Gary will play with the licks he did on the last Earth, Wind, Fire album or something like that. So they treat her very special. She calls them her little trumpeteers. And it's weird to have men call you and say, tell your wife I love her. Oh, okay. So, anyway, one day I received a package. FedEx package. It's from LA. They didn't recognize the name. Opened up, big old lollipop, about 3 of them, and 2 chocolate chip cookies. Somebody said, "Jan, some candy." But then I noticed the label on it for medical use in the state of California only. I think I know what this is. Because the main problem with Jan and her pipe is she stays congested anyway. And after she takes her couple of little hits of that pipe, and this is only maybe every other day, maybe every 3 days, it's not a constant, and she doesn't lay there and play Chihuahua or anything like that. When the pain really gets bad, she wants her pipe. So I said, "Hey, look what the guy said." She goes, She said, "Well, give me one." And I could tell from her face that she was starting to hurt. The tears hadn't started yet, so I handed her that lollipop. She didn't like the chocolate chip cookie. She didn't like that at all. So I made the mistake of holding on to it and sticking it in the refrigerator for backup. But about 20 minutes later, she's smiling. "Well, we're going to have lunch." I said, "Hey, this is good." And she's not congested. It helped. Went on, and after a while, of course, everybody in LA, how's Jan? And nobody would admit to sending the package. Well, that's smart move. I mean, you get a lot of trouble for that. So I gave everybody the Jan report. I said, "Well, somebody sent her some candy, and it's helping." "Oh, that's cool, okay." Well, I went away, I guess a couple of months later, finally, she was out of them. I got another package. FedEx man set up a door. Now, being stuck in the house, I've got all kinds of hobbies. I mean, amateur radio control airplanes, I built an ultralight in the garage, rebuilding motorcycles and stuff like that. But anyway, this other package comes, and dummy me didn't pay attention that there's no FedEx truck in my driveway. This is not my regular driver. So when I accepted the package, it was Mount Juliet Police Department. Oh boy. I mean, they came in SWAT team, guns pulled. I thought they were making a major drug bust. But once they got in, it was like, oh, how do we get out of this? But they couldn't. Well, the grand jury indicted me, and I'm serving 6 years probation. So now I'm a felon. A Marine vet, a felon. So, sorry, I can't vote anymore. I've lost that. My Second Amendment went right out the door. So I can't own a gun. I can't even be in the same house with a gun. The law says if you're in that house and there's a weapon in that house, you have possession. And gentlemen, that's 5 years federal. So that's gone. Okay. To kind of end this up, that was the risk part of it. Personally, I'm not really in for legalizing marijuana across the board as far as recreation, nor and I'm strongly against alcohol. But this, I need it, mainly for the delivery system. And I applaud each and every one of you. You know, you marked yourself. Next election, this is coming up. It sure is. But may the Lord be on your side, maybe a positive reaction. But thank you.